Hi, welcome to snow day number 2 for 2019. I'm actually really sad that I'm not meeting with you because we had a lot to cover today, and I don't want us to get behind in our move toward the persuasive essay that we'll be doing before midterm break. If we take time off, there's a risk that we'll end up doing it after midterm break, and I don't want you to have to worry during the midterm about getting that paper done. So I'm going to try to keep us going through distance learning. First of all, I've established a discussion forum to look over our homework reading that we would have discussed in class today. This is important because it lays the groundwork for how you're going to handle what you're finding in your research. So your job is simply to choose one of the threads that I've established and answer the question. The important thing is not to repeat what has already been said by everyone else. And because of that, I left an open category. If you find that you're one of the last people to comment and everything else has already been said, there's an open category for any other issues that I didn't raise that you might have found interesting in the homework reading. So I'm hoping in that way we can share and make sure that we all have a good understanding before we move forward. And this brings us to the topic of critical reading, which I was going to discuss with you in class today. What's important about critical reading is looking not only at what the text itself says, but at who the authors are, or the singular author is, and what that person or persons is trying to achieve. Sometimes, as we've discussed before, a person has a particular bias. There's also the person's particular expertise. Our expertise colors how we look at the world. And our frame of reference might also include something like culture, our ethnic background. So it's important to understand those contexts as you're looking at the data. So one of our homework assignments for today, and I have already posted the homework, is to look at a particular article that was written by an economist about the environment. And it becomes very obvious in the beginning of the article that he's very sensitive to the criticism that environmentalists have levied against economists. So he's got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder, and I wanted you to see that as an example of how we sometimes bring baggage with us into the world when we're writing, because we have an agenda. Maybe we want to set the record straight, or maybe we want to undo a wrong that we think was done against us. Finally, I wanted to help you with your note taking, and that involves what I call clipping and tagging data. I did a separate video for you laying out 2 methods that I have used that have been very helpful for me. The key point here is you don't want to just store a bunch of articles in a folder, because these are lengthy articles and you don't want to have to go back and reread them, or gee, where did I see that before? Which article was it in? So I'm giving you 2 note-taking capabilities or methods that you'll be able to use, and hopefully it'll make your life a lot easier.